Hi everyone, it's Amber from The Sensible Mama. I am so excited today to do a packing video with the brand new Ever Collection bag. This is the Forever Backpack by Jujubee in the new Plum Rose print. It's a gorgeous, gorgeous plum color with rose gold hardware. So I've been on 2 outings with this so far. This is the first way that I've tried packing it up, but I do think I'm going to be doing a 5 Ways Wednesday where I show you 5 different ways to pack this up because I think this is a very versatile bag that I've already thought of tons of different ways for packing it. Because I know a lot of you are still kind of waiting to see if you're going to like this style of bag, I'm going to do kind of a packing and review video. So I'm going to unpack the bag and show you everything that's in there and how I have it packed, but as I go, I'm going to try to talk about some of the pros and cons of this bag and give kind of a fair overview so that you have an idea whether or not this bag is the one for you. So with all that said, let's dive right in. Probably my favorite feature about this bag is the mommy pocket, and the reason why is that this is stitched kind of outwardly. It's poofed out on its own, which means that no matter how full this bag is on the inside, this pocket does not fill up. So it's just a nice big open space for keeping all of your things, and it's just awesome. What I have in there right now is some hand sanitizer, my 2 lip glosses that I usually wear, and I have my wallet, which is in a small set piece in the black and Bloom print. So this has just got my cards and cash and things like that. But what I love about this pocket is even with all that stuff in there, I can still just toss things in this pocket, no problem. Yesterday I was tossing my sunglasses in there. My son put all of his cars in there because he thought his playdate friend was gonna steal them. So it's just a really nice big opening. You do get a key fob, but I have such chunky keys that I tend not to put my keys on that leash. So that's pretty much all I put in there for the time being. So you do get 2 bottle pockets on this bag, and I'm just going to go ahead and say, I don't even think you can call this a bottle pocket. Just being honest, it's really, really not big enough for most bottles. I've tried putting several of my old bottles from when I was feeding Roman. Those don't fit in there. I've just had a really, really hard time getting bottles to fit. So I'll show you what bottle does fit, but that's on the other side. On this side, I just have an Itsy Ritsy snack pouch. This is in the Fox Hollow print, and it looks so pretty with the Plum Rose bag. And what I've been using this for is for my sunglasses. These shades come with a nice like structured sunglasses case by Top Fox, but that doesn't fit in here, and neither does the Jujubee Be Shady. So I wanted something that these sunglasses would really easily fit in, that I could toss in and out of here and not worry about these getting scratched. So that's what I decided to do with my Top Fox sunglasses, which are back in stock at thesensible-mama.com. By the way, because you guys have been asking for those for a while now. So yeah, I just really gave up on trying to get 2 bottles in there with these little bottle pockets. If you're seeing that this is tipping over, it's because I've got this bag sitting on a very fluffy bed, so that it's not getting a lot of support on the bottom. Now the 1 bottle that I was able to fit in here, and even that was a little hard, is my Pura 11-ounce bottle. And as you saw there, that was a little bit of a challenge to get it out. I think that this silicone sleeve makes it even worse, so if I took this off, it would probably fit in there a little bit better. But you see how skinny this is. And even that is a little hard to get in this pocket. So just know that this bag just really doesn't have great external pockets if you're using it for bottles. If you're just wanting to find other things to put here, a phone, like a cell phone, fits really well in there. If you have a charger for a laptop, if you're carrying your laptop in here, that fits great. There are tons of uses for this bag, but if you're the kind of person who needs to have your bottles on the outside, I don't know, you might not love these pockets. This bag does have D-rings on both sides so that you can hang this from your stroller, and I did that yesterday. It worked very, very well. Back here, you do have really super comfortable backpack straps. Now, these are not memory foam straps, but I still find them to be extremely comfortable. I wore this all day yesterday at the park, and it never bothered me once. Now, I mentioned in my first look video that this bag does not come with a grab handle, and it does not. But it does have sort of a makeshift grab handle right here where you can pick the bag up with this. I am not going to call it a grab handle though, because it doesn't function like one. It's stitched at the top, which means that you can't like put this on a bathroom hook. I guess you technically could, but I'd be very worried that this thin seam would rip. And you kind of have to make a claw with your hand in order to use this. So technically, yes, there is a grab handle back here. It's just not your typical grab handle that sits on top. It's not a deal breaker for me, but it is a little aggravating to not have a grab handle up here and to have to pick it up from the bottom. So just something to keep in mind as well. Again, not a deal breaker for me, but definitely something that I'm having a hard time getting adjusted to. Like all Jujubee backpacks, you do have a change pad pocket back here. I have actually removed the change pad because I personally find the change pad that came in the Ever Collection bags to just be too thick and, to be honest, a little cheap looking. And it just took up so much space back here that I didn't love that. So this is a place where I'm going to be slipping some little activity books for my son while we're out. It's empty right now because we got into those earlier today, but yeah, I felt like that huge, thick change pad just took up way too much space back here, and I don't know, to me, it just looked a little cheap. It didn't go well with this really nice, elegant looking diaper bag. Now up here, you do have a zipper pocket, which is the tech pocket of this bag. I'm using my phone as a monitor with my camera right now, so I can't show you the phone in here. The iPhone 8 Plus does fit in here, and contrary to what I said in my first look video, you actually can get a phone in here and it lays flat. You don't really see the outline of the phone. So I actually, despite what I said earlier, have enjoyed putting my phone right in there. And that is the entire outside structure of this bag. This is denting in because there's nothing in here right now, but as soon as you put just one thing in there, it poofs back out and doesn't look like that. So let's go ahead and dive right into the inside of the bag. Now, this opening here takes time to get used to. And because I know a lot of you will ask about this, you can very easily open it one-handed. It is a little bit harder to close it one-handed. It can be done, but you see how I kind of get stuck around the corners? I have noticed that as I have used this more over the last 2 days, it has gotten easier. And it's definitely easier to do it one-handed when the bag is not stuffed as full as I have it. Okay, so here's how I have the inside all packed up. As I mentioned, I'm still kind of experimenting with how I like packing this bag, so I'm sure you'll see different ways from me in the future. This is just what I went with the first time. All right, sitting right on top, I have my daughter's copper pearl swaddle blanket. This is in the Caroline print, and it looks so pretty with this plum bag. There's just these little hints of purple and plum in the peaches here, and I just think the colors complement each other so well. Here's how it was laid out underneath of that. I wanted to use my 12 little diapering clutch. I know that I've not maximized my space by using this, but I love the clutch so much that this is just how I packed it up yesterday. But I am going to experiment with other ways because this does really take up a lot of the space in the bag. As I mentioned in my first look video, I'm so thankful that this bag has these top pockets so you can actually maximize your space up top. This side pocket is deep enough for me to comfortably put one pod from my snack stack in there. So I have one pod with goldfish in there for my son. And then for those of you mamas who are using a bottle, you can fit even up to an 8-ounce bottle in the other side pocket. I've fit this one in here as well as an Avent bottle and a Komotomo bottle have all fit in there. So I've been really pleased with that. And I just realized as I pulled that out that in that same pocket, I also had my pill case, which I was looking for today. So again, I'm just really loving this upper space up here for things like that. Next, I do have my laptop in here. Again, this is how I had this packed yesterday because I had a big day of being out with my kids and needing to get some work done. This does fit very comfortably in the back slip pocket. In front of that, I did have my 12 little diapering clutch, and this has everything that I need for diapering both of my kiddos as well as clothing changes. I've done a lot of videos with this, so I'm not going to go into a whole lot of detail, but I do just want to show you how I have it packed up this week. So here's how I have it laid out. On this side, I have the change pad that comes with the clutch, as well as a Wipe Pouch 60. Since I was out with both of my kids for a long time yesterday, I wanted to have tons of wipes. So that's why I went with the 60 instead of the 30. And then on this side, I have diapers for both of my little ones, as well as a large set piece in the black and bloom print that has a change of clothes for both kids, just tucked right down in there. So this was kind of nice to be able to just yank out of my bag. Yesterday we were at a restaurant and I needed to do a diaper change, and I just left my whole diaper bag at the table and brought this with me. And because we did have a blowout, I was able to just take this and do the diaper change and the clothing change all right here in this one bag. So here's the rest of the internal structure of the bag, and this is kind of what I mean by not maximizing the space. That 12 little clutch takes up so much room in here that there's lots of opportunities for using the internal structure that I haven't taken advantage of. For example, there's this elasticy pouch right here, as well as two more small pouches here in the bottom that are identical to these top pouches. And it's really hard to show you in here, but yeah, I'm looking forward to showing you how to pack this up without pouches, because I think this is going to be a fantastic bag for that. So the last two things that I had in there are two medium set pieces that fit perfectly in these little slip pockets here on the back. This one is just packed as a first aid kit. I have Band-Aids, Neosporin, alcohol wipes, things of that nature. And then in this second one, this is in the gingham print. This just has eating needs for both of my kids. So some food, a silly kids topper, and utensils for both of my children for while we're out eating. So here's kind of a little peek at how the inside is laid out. There's just so much internal structure in the bag. It almost doesn't make a lot of sense to pack with pouches, but I don't know. I go back and forth on my pouches. Sometimes I really love using them, sometimes I don't. I guess it just depends on how I'm feeling. Alright everyone, so that is this week's Pack With Me using the Forever Backpack by Jujubee. I really hope you liked this video and that it gave you some ideas for how you might like to pack up this bag. As always, if you have questions, leave them down in the comments and I'll be sure to check those out. If you're new here, I'd love for you to consider subscribing. I do this kind of video as well as 5 Ways Wednesday, where I show you 5 different ways to use products that you may already know and love, and show you how to love them even more. So I hope to see you again. For those of you who are always around, love ya, mean it always, mwah, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.